My name is Michael Ladden. I am currently traveling more than 220,000 miles around the world on board my 2002 Storton Stevenson Overland Expedition rig and KTM adventure bike. This is my story. All right, today I am working with a bunch of products from Tern Overland. They're one of my build partners, and my intention originally was to put windows and the little entry hatch in first because they're smaller and I figured they'd be a little easier. However, I want to close up the truck, so I'm starting with the big boy, which is the Wildlands door. So as you can see, there's the hole that we have accurately cut into the side of the truck. So that's kind of step one in the installation process. So that's already been done. And we have actually test fitted and pushed the door in to see that it's adequate. So everything to do the install is laid out here in front of me. And we're going to get to my friend Joanne behind me right there. Is going to be my assistant today because this is a two-person operation, so do not try to do this by yourself. Rule number one for this, read the directions. And read the directions like 4 times, which I just did, and watch the video online, and even better, you can just watch my video because we're about to do that. So I'm going to take you through the installation process of the Wildlands door from Tern Overland here. So here we go. All right, we have the Wildlands door here, and I'm pretty sure it is the only orange one in existence because we have now painted it. But what I'm doing is I'm taking these number 10 washers and we're putting them on this flange that sits against the side of the truck. So you can see I just have it taped, and I'm just taping it on here. All this really is doing is making a little gap so when we push the door into the hole, it does not contact the side of the truck, and it's leaving a little bit of a gap. Therefore, it gives the glue enough gap to actually bond. So otherwise, that's not going to work. So I've put it around. There's no scientific way to this. I'm going to put 6 of them on here, and that way, when we put the door in from the outside, it, like I said, doesn't quite contact the side of the truck. And then when I'm done with that, I'm going to use the isopropyl alcohol and a little bit of sand, although I don't really need to sand in the directions that you're going to find. It tells you to sand this because we kind of powder coated it paint. It's pretty rough already, so in my case I probably don't need to do that, but you're going to want to scuff this up just so that the glue bonds better between the door and the side of your vehicle. So anyways, we're putting these in as a gap, then we're going to fit the door inside into its hole. Make sure everything's aligned up. That's when I'm going to put the screws in. So basically the operation is to get the door into the hole, put 4 screws in, make sure the door all operates, that there's no gaps, it's not binding on anything. And then I'm going to take it all out. And then we're going to put the tape on this. You'll see, I'm going to show you. We're going to put tape around the side of the truck because I got to tell you, this Bostik adhesive works really well, and we don't want it all over the side of our new paint. So we're going to do that, we're going to tape it, and then we're going to put the glue on, put the door back into the truck, and when we're done, we're going to put all the screws back in, and that's the operation of installing the door kind of in a nutshell. So Joanne's going to be on the inside just to make sure that the door doesn't fall out as I put it in from the outside. And then we're going to try to get at least a couple screws to hold it. So that's what's happening. All right, out here you can see there is the point of the washer, and it's keeping this door away from the side of the truck. And if I back up here, there's Joanne is in the door. She's holding the frame on, and you can see we got the door open because now I'm going to drill into the side and secure the door so it's not going to fall out on us at least. All right, so next step here, we've got these washers holding it against. I'm pulling it in tight, making sure that there is no gap here, because if there's any gap against the wall, you're gonna have to put a shim in here, because the last thing you want is to pull in the door frame and make it so it's kind of warped, right? So I'm picking a location that is tight against the wall, and keeping in mind not to interfere with these stainless steel pieces on the door. So you don't want to, I can see that stainless steel piece ends right here. It's between here, there's 3 of them. So you don't want to put screws where those are. So I'm going to be above the stainless steel piece in here. So that's through the door and the side of the truck. And then we're going to take this larger drill bit, and we're just going to be real careful here to go through the door part, not both. It's just opening it up a little bit. Like that. And then I'm going to switch to this torque bit that comes with the assembly. Okay, and then we're gonna kind of make the hole a little bit bigger to create less friction for these stainless steel. Remember, stainless steel is not very strong. It breaks pretty easily. Okay. The bigger drill bit is just this frame. All right, I'm being super careful, and I think what I figured out is, in my case, the frame wall on this aluminum frame that we built is pretty thick. I'm a little concerned about snapping it off. That's why I'm kind of going very slowly. If you're installing this door in something that is either A, not metal, or more RV kind of construction and not military, this might be a lot easier, but I'm just got to be super careful. Okay, so now I've got 4 screws in. We're going to put a total, I believe I have maybe 10. We're going to do that before we take the whole door back out to put the glue in. But before I go any further, I want to make sure that the door is operating properly. So that's key, that nothing is being bound, that the gaps are correct. And then I'm going to put the screws, space them out about a foot each. So I'm going to go outside and hopefully open the door. We'll see if that works. All right, closing the door. Oh yeah, look at that. This is just an effort to keep the Bostik adhesive off of the new paint job. But so I'm just going to tape around the door. Then we're going to take the door off and glue it on. And actually the Bostik adhesive is so good that, in theory, you barely need the screws that we've already put in, but it's like double security. Electric tape around the corner. It's a little more flexible to work with. Okay, we're taking the washers off now. All right, we are doing the Scotch-Brite on the door flange here. Okay, hitting some isopropyl alcohol to clean the surface. All right, we have Bostik adhesive in our hands, and we are putting on a 1/4 inch bead on the side of the door flange. Now this stuff is non-silicone based, and it does stick pretty darn well. So the door is in with the Bostik, and it is sticking, boy, I tell you. And then you gotta put these little tiny, call them little silicone things. I think it keeps the Bostik from popping out the screw holes and keeps it waterproof. So we're going to put all the screws back in the holes.
I want to give a huge shout out to all my Patreon supporters. And if you're interested in exclusive behind the scenes content, be sure to check me out on patreon.com.
Okay, so I'm cutting the Bostik adhesive along the bottom of the door. And then what we do is pull up the tape. And in theory, that should work fantastic. Let's see what happens. Well, it's working pretty good. Look at that. Yeah. Very nice, clean edge there. See, perfection. Yep.
Thank you so much to all my build partners involved in Project Baobab. This would not have happened without you. And you'll be hearing a lot more about their products and services coming up in this series.
Thanks for watching this video. If you like what we're doing, be sure to subscribe to our channel by clicking on the truck and tree symbol to your right. Once again, thanks and hope to see you soon.